What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another episode of The Dossier, the show where we discuss Marvel Crisis Protocol characters, our initial thoughts and opinions on them, what we like, what we didn't like, and all that sort of jazz. We are starting off with some of the redone characters from Mini Stravaganza 2023, and we wanted to start with Wolverine, James Logan Howlett, simply because it was kind of an exciting change, and we wanted him to be good for a long time. As you can see, you're probably used to me having the brown suit Wolverine. I actually just painted up the new one here, or a new one in the new colors. So the model itself, it's very Wolverine. He's got the arms wide open, ready to take on an attack, basically goading someone into it. It's got a little bit of forward momentum. It's not an amazing model, but honestly, it's still a solid model. It's got some great details. The heads are optional. There is the head with the mask, or without this particular one without the mask. So got some details in on the face there. And just overall, it's a solid, fine model. It does have the tactical rock, which we saw a lot of very early on with Crisis Protocol models. But overall, it suits Wolverine quite nicely. It fits his character. That is a very classic pose. We see that quite a bit with Wolverine itself. So very excited about this one, just because it's nice to see him get a little bit of love. So for the card, now we're not necessarily going to be going over all the differences. But we're going to go over the card itself so you can catch what's different, what's not. But he's Wolverine, James Logan Howlett, 4 physical, 3 energy, 2 mystic, 7 stamina. He's got 4 threat, size 2 with a medium movement. And then he's got his physical attack, Adamantine Slash, which is range 2, 5 dice. It is a typical builder. He's got a wild bleed and a wild pierce. So that's always really good. The pierce basically gives you an extra success quite often. Unless you're going up against people with pesky things like martial artists or something like that. So it's always really nice to have Pierce. He then has a physical attack, Berserker Barrage, range 3, 7 dice, for 3 power. Before damage is dealt, place this character within range 1 of the target character. So he's got some movement shenanigans as a result, and range 3 is pretty easy to get into. And if the attack deals damage after the attack is resolved and the target is size 3 or less, this character may throw it short. So having that throw built into what is a big attack is a great way of dealing that last point of damage that you might need for it. So Berserker Barrage, really solid. The best at what I do for 2 power. Now this one actually went down. It used to be 3 power. It is an action. The character immediately makes a move action followed by an attack. When making this attack, each wild counts as 2 successes. Can only use this once per turn. So a couple things going on here. It used to be 3 power, and it used to only be for Adamantine Slash. It has been opened up for Berserker Barrage, and it is just rude. When you're throwing 7 dice and any wilds are counting as 2, you're getting those chances for wilds a lot more. I think I've had one attack with this one where I ended up doing something like 9 points of damage into it simply because I rolled 2 or 3 wilds, and it was just absolutely obscene. If Berserker Barrage had a pierce or anything like that, it would just be absolutely downright busted. But it's great to have that one, or even just going into an Adamantine Slash. It makes for a really good builder, which you can then sort of go into a Berserker Barrage, depending on how things go for it. He also has Adamantium Skeleton, which basically means when he's thrown or pushed, he counts as size 3. Really good against enemy things, but if they're able to throw a size 3, it can hurt you if you get into it. But there is also a card that kind of has some fun with that as well. Then he has Healing Factor 2, and he has Immunity Stun. Now, his opposite side does have some changes going on with it. Most notably, he has 6 stamina down from 7. This is a change. He actually only used to have 5. And then on top of that, he also has Wild Rage now, which is add 1 die to the character's attack roll for each damage it has. However, it cannot interact with or hold objective tokens. So he can still contest secures, which is something. But things like hammers or senators or anything like that, he's basically become persona non grata on that particular one. He's got a little bit of a glow up on this one. The extra little bit of stamina really helps on this side. 5 just kind of got chewed away too fast, and he never really got to use the Wild Rage as a result. He also does have Immunity Stagger on this side as well, which is an important thing. Very hard to stop him once he kind of gets rolling here. So very nice glow up for Wolverine. Now, there's 2 cards that I want to showcase here. It's Exceptional Healing and Weapon X Program. Exceptional Healing we'll start with. It's an unaffiliated reactive card. When an allied character with Healing Factor superpower would be damaged by an enemy effect, spend 3 and basically reduce damage suffered to 1. On a character that has Healing Factor 2 and a lot of health, this can be game-changing right there. It is such a wonderful clutch card, and there's been many times when it's saved my bacon when using it. It's pretty much staple to anyone with Healing Factor. The other one, and this is one of my favorite cards in the game, is Weapon X Program. So what this is, it is a unaffiliated active card. Wolverine or Sabretooth may spend 3 to play this card. The character is thrown short. It doesn't suffer damage if it collides with another character or terrain feature. I just really like it. It's really solid. It allows him to utilize himself as a thrown target, which, I mean, that's size 3 with the adamantine skeleton. That's 4 damage going in there. So if you have the 3 power to do it, it's extra little bit of movement, it's extra little bit of damage. There is another card that I'm not talking about here. It is Fastball Special. It involves Colossus and Wolverine. Basically, Colossus throws Wolverine, and you add, I think it's 2 less dice, and you do on the dodge, and you add a bleed on there afterwards. So that is Wolverine. Like his new kit feels really good. We've got him on the table a few times. He feels great in Weapon X. He feels great in X-Men. He feels great in Defenders like the Marvel Knights. He actually feels like he is a force on the table now. Whether or not he replaces Logan, the jury seems to be leaning towards not. Logan's a little bit better. He's got a lot more places. He's got that awesome beam with the Tornado Claw. He's got rerolls when he's operating on his own. Logan is just a really good card. But I think if you're looking for a Wolverine that plays more the team game, I think Wolverine definitely comes to play. Some places where you're really going to love it. He is going to absolutely love Steve's new leadership. Getting that wild bleed and pierce just by getting a success, really awesome. Especially with the best at what I do, where you can make another wild pop up as well. Just awesome, excellent stuff. He's really gonna like it. I mean, he even likes old Steve. Like being able to charge for 1 is really kind of cool, and that's his only superpower right there. So that's what he's very likely using it on, which means he has his churn online round 1. Having him in X-Men Blue or even X-Men Gold, he's going to be able to help generate power for the rest of the team, which is really solid. I think, if anything, X-Force is probably his weakest thing, although he does like the ability to reroll and even reroll a skull under Cable's new leadership. But yeah, he likes a lot of these affiliations. I think he's much more of a team player than he used to be, and he's much more of a presence on the board than he used to be as well, which is really nice. The old Wolverine always used to feel like kind of an anchor or a weight at 4th threat. He never really impacted the game you wanted to, and this one really kind of does. But that is it for Wolverine. Exciting redone character from Mini Stravaganza for Marvel Crisis Protocol. It's a whole new ballgame these days. Leave your comments below. Let us know who you want to hear about and what you think about these characters. And of course, if you want to support the channel, hit up patreon.com/AegisBrandStudios. We'll see you next time. Happy wargaming.